Sorry about this, but I'm going to begin by asking you to solve a math problem, a real-life math problem. Two women and one man are on the ground floor of an office building waiting for the elevator to take them up to the fourth floor. While waiting, one of the women decides that she really should take the stairs instead because the exercise would be good for her. The elevator arrives empty and makes no stops on the way to the fourth floor. If the women weigh 130 pounds each and the man weighs 170 pounds, what's the total weight of passengers in the elevator when the elevator arrives on the fourth floor? If you answered 300 pounds, you did okay with the math part of the problem, but I'm afraid you failed the real-life part. The correct answer is 430 pounds. Why? Because the woman who decided she should take the stairs took the elevator anyway. You see, in real life, deciding doesn't necessarily mean doing. There's a great disconnect between intention and behavior. We use our intelligence to figure out what we should do, but then we often don't do it. We usually think about poor follow-through as a harmless and amusing aspect of human nature. But if you actually look at what it costs us, poor follow-through is not exactly a laughing matter. The failure of people to consistently do what they know they should do is an enormous obstacle to the health and productivity of individuals, businesses, organizations, and society as a whole. Look at health, for example. 35 to 50% of patients with chronic conditions like diabetes and hypertension don't follow through with treatment recommendations, and that costs the U.S. healthcare system an estimated $300 billion a year. And it's not just a matter of wasting money. Patients who don't follow through can have twice the death rate of patients who do. Beyond health, poor follow-through can be found in virtually every nook and cranny of people's lives. It's everywhere. It's in our careers, our relationships, our finances. We decide what we should do, and then we either ignore our good intentions, or we start out with a bang and fizzle out long before the job is done. Our businesses spend billions of dollars each year to send their top people to expensive workshops and seminars to learn better ways of doing things. When the training is over, participants are usually pumped. They say they can hardly wait to apply what they've learned. But apparently, many are still waiting. One expert estimates that up to 87 cents of every dollar spent on training is wasted due to poor follow-through. If people actually did what they intended to do, there would be a phenomenal increase in the real value of training. In light of how much it's costing us, you'd expect poor follow-through to be high on society's list of problems that must be solved. But poor follow-through apparently isn't a sexy enough problem to capture society's attention. Even in healthcare, where the benefits of solving the problem would be huge, for every $1 million we invest in research to figure out what people should do to improve their health, we probably spend less than $1 trying to figure out how to get people to actually do what they've already decided they should do. What's more, what little we do invest, we typically invest in trying to solve the wrong problem. We're like the intoxicated fellow who lost his keys where it was too dark to find them, so he crossed the street to look for them where it was light. We take poor follow-through as an indication that people need more information about what they should do. So we give them more information, and if more doesn't work, we give them more yet. But the truth is, most people who don't follow through already have enough information. Doctors who have hypertension, for example, certainly know why they should be taking their blood pressure medication, but studies show that they don't do any better at following through than anybody else. The real problem is people often don't do what they know they should do. and giving them more information won't help solve that problem any more than looking where it's light will help you find something you lost where it's dark. There is one industry that gets it. It's the marketing industry. They not only understand poor follow-through, they use it against us. They make money, lots of money, by betting that we won't follow through. What's more, they count on us to be oblivious. They know that no matter how many times we fail to follow through, we'll still expect to follow through the next time. So what causes poor follow-through? My colleague Pete Greider and I spent several years trying to find out why so many good intentions bite the dust. We interviewed hundreds of people from all walks of life, and we reached a surprising conclusion. Although we typically think of poor follow-through as signifying a flaw in character, the real root cause of poor follow-through is a flaw in the very way the human mind is designed. The reason there's a disconnect between intentions and behavior is because they were never connected in the first place. There's no hard wiring, no built-in mechanism to guarantee that our intentions will actually control our behavior. It's obvious that we humans were designed to conduct the business of living by relying on intelligence rather than instincts and reflexes. In fact, we're magnificently equipped to figure out what we should do to make our lives as good as they can be. But there's a problem, and it's a whopper. The equipment does only half the job. We can intelligently decide what we should do, but surprisingly, our intelligent decisions don't automatically or necessarily control our behavior. You can intelligently decide, for example, to get more exercise, or clean the garage, or spend less money on gadgets, or be a better parent, or a better boss, or drink more water, or schedule a colonoscopy, and then not do it. The truth is, our behavior is often influenced more by what we feel at the moment than by what we intelligently decide. That's because along with a super smart modern guidance system that points the way is a much more primitive, I want it now kind of guidance system that still has a grip on the steering wheel. That's why you can swear off junk food at 4 o'clock and be eating some by 5. I think it's fair to say that our species is in an awkward stage of evolution. We're quite literally between guidance systems. Think about it. On the one hand, we're equipped with a state-of-the-art guidance system that's capable of producing high-quality, intelligent guidance. On the other hand, we have a primitive feeling-based guidance system that often urges us to behave in ways that are contrary to our best interests. If Toyota had created an engineering mess like this, there would be a recall.